somehow. Let me tell you what is up with your smile? It's impossible, not melting, irresistible. When I look through your eyes, not even sky's the limit. I used to be satisfied, stayed over the surface. Now I just can't get enough. You make me feel like no other. I just want everyone to see what I've discovered. And when I'm with you, I go higher. You lift me up, now I can see so much farther. You're on the horizon. You're on the horizon. I'm a butterfly who has only begun, taking me a while to get it. Had to live and cry to appreciate life and what you give is worth it. When you're holding me, when you hold me so close, I'm bothering under your skin. Wanna leave a mark so that I can be sure.
Hey guys, and welcome back. Today's video is packed with motivation. It seemed like I filmed forever, day after day, and I got so much done. So I think this is going to be a good one for you guys. It's going to motivate you to maybe start your Christmas shopping, or if you're bringing things in your home, wrap as you go, because if you're like me and you let it pile up, you're going to be sitting there all day long wrapping gifts. So I've done really well this season wrapping as I go. So this is a little tax truck for Lakely. Then I got her a little shopping cart, and I've got her several more things. I've already given her her big car seat and her toy box for her new little room, and you'll see that in a little bit. But I've got her done, and I've started on everyone else. So I'm ahead of the game for me, because usually I'm kind of last minute, not necessarily Christmas Eve last minute, but I'm usually way up in December before I'm really getting it done. But I feel like I'm staying on top of it this year and getting things done. I've said this whole time that I'm getting my kids 5 gifts each. There's just no sense in us sitting around for hours opening gifts, and then half of what you get them is just filler gifts. It's not even something they've asked for or something that they necessarily need. So I'm toning it down a little bit this year. And I've got Lakely too, so I've got her to think about when I'm spending money. So that's an extra one to buy for, but we're still gonna have a good Christmas season, and it's gonna be so much fun watching her. Every one of us love her so much, and we pick at her all the time. So we're gonna get as much enjoyment out of watching her as we are opening our own gifts. It's not about gifts anyway. So just kind of toning it down, trying to keep the true meaning of Christmas in for sure, because that's what it's all about. But I'm gonna do some deep cleaning top to bottom. Our couch smells like dog, so I put some baking soda on that and let that sit for a while and vacuum that up, and that helped so much. But I cleaned from ceiling fans to floor, so you're going to see that. And then Lexi called me and she was overwhelmed, and she was like, Mom, this nursery is terrible. I need help. So I go over there and we unpack and we organize a little bit, and we get that nursery looking so cute. So stick around. I think you'll get tons of motivation out of this one.
What he's thinking when he'd rather spend his Christmas holiday with someone else. I guess he stopped thinking about me. yeah. I don't know what he's thinking when he says that he's been driving all night, all day to celebrate Christmas with me. But he's not here, and I'm not there. I don't know what he wants now, but I don't care. Yeah. Oh, he ain't ringing my bells no more. He missed out on love, and that's for sure. He ain't ringing my bells no more.
Does anyone else feel like they just clean the kitchen so they can turn right around and mess it up? That's how it is around here. But on this night, Alden had just gotten Allison from school and he took her to Taco Bell, and that's what they had for supper. And then Heather told me that she would love to have hamburger helper, and I just wasn't feeling it. So I had grilled chicken, she had a hamburger helper, Allison had Taco Bell. So that's how it goes some nights, and that's okay. But for the 15th time on this day, felt like I was cleaning the kitchen. So Allison loves to clean sinks. She'll do bathroom sinks, kitchen sinks. She cleans a sink all the time. Actually, I just, of course, don't have a camera going all the time, but she asked me if she could clean the sink, and I was like, sure. So that saved me a good 10 minutes. So thank you, Allison. I appreciate that. But I also needed to get this floor mopped. I let Lakely play in her high chair the other night, and she was playing with Jell-O, just sensory play, just squishing it, and it had gotten on the floor. So you'll see me scrubbing little spots up with my fingernail just because it wouldn't come up with just a mop. But this floor desperately needed to be cleaned.
You missed out on love, that's for sure. You ain't ringing my bells, no. You ain't ringing my bells no more. He missed out on love, and that's for sure.
Took a bite, and now I'm filled up. I don't know where you are tonight. 'Cause you're right, I've been starving, and now I don't know what to do tonight. But I've been feeling like
I love my vac mops, and they do save so much time, but there's just something about a mop that makes your floor look so clean, and it smells the house up so good. So I was using lemon scented pine sol on this night, and I think that our floors are so pretty, especially when they're wet and clean. I think that they just have a really pretty glow to them. My aunt asked me once, she said, whatever you use on your floors, you need to tell me because it makes your floors look so pretty. And I said, it's just wet. It's just water. Like, that's why it looks so shiny and so clean, because once they dry, they just look like plain old wood floors again. But it is pretty. But our couch was smelling like dog. So I had been researching because my vacuum and my Dyson had an odor to it too. So I've heard don't vacuum up baking soda with your vacuum, that it can tear it up. But I also read that if your Dyson has an odor to it, to vacuum up baking soda, that baking soda will make your vacuum smell good again. So I did vacuum this baking soda with my Dyson, but I am taking my filter out and cleaning that good. It was time, so I figured that would be a good time to do it. So it's not going to stop anything up, tear anything up, all that. But the baking soda helped so much. Heather even noticed when she got home on this night. She said, it smells so much better in here. What'd you do? And I said, I just sprinkled baking soda on the couch and on the rug. And she was like, I can tell a huge difference, and you could. I'd also threw those throw blankets in the washer because those were smelling like dog too. Flash smells like corn chips. I don't know why. He can have a bath. 10 minutes later, he's smelling like corn chips again. So anyway, that rubs off on the couch, on the blankets, because he's up there with us. There's just not any keeping him off in the floor. And that's just how it is here. But I do try to stay on top of the animal hair and the odor and all that. I also wanted to clean our ceiling fans because they were looking a little shag ruggedy up there. So I wanted to go ahead and clean those, just clean everything top to bottom. Whatever fell from the top landed on the bottom, and I got that very last.
You start me up like no one has ever could. Want to keep it nice and clean, not freak out and cause a scene. I try to hold it together, keep it together. Not sure who I really am, just be cute and super bland. I try to hold it together, keep it together.
I normally would not take my vacuum to my dining room table. I know that seems kind of nasty, but there had been so much glitter that had fell off of those bows and wrapping paper and all that there was just no wiping it up. So I wanted to suck as much of that up as I could into my Dyson just so I could wipe it down and there wouldn't be glitter going everywhere because it was really bad. I tried to get a close-up of it. My camera wouldn't focus on it, and then you couldn't really tell. So just trust me that this whole table was just layered in glitter. But the vacuum did the trick. There is still a little sparkle or two, but I'm just going to leave that there. Maybe if that sparkles, somebody will just think it's good and clean, not necessarily glitter. I wanted to dust on top of the TV. I wanted to dust my mantle. Heather's sister had given her dad's flag from his military funeral, so we put that on that very top shelf to the left. Wanted to get that dusted, then Lakeley's pictures, the shelves, all that. I can't reach that even on a ladder, so I just used my Swiffer stick, got that dusted, and then on top of this wall, I dusted that. It's been a minute since I did that. Probably last time you all seen it is the last time I did it. And then this wooden shelf, it's just like rough wood, so it's hard to get a rag across it. So usually I'll hit it with my Dyson or the shop vac if I've got that out and suck some of the dust off, but it does not get it all off. So sprayed that down good, and my rag was sticking to this wood, but I got it dusted as good as I could.
Myself to hold my hand, standing in the shadows of where we have been, sleeping with your back facing me. I know this isn't us. Baby, pull me closer, let's fall in love. Oh, I can feel my body move to every move you make, and I can feel the tension every time we close. I know whatever happens, I will have you next to me. 'Cause tonight we have it all. 'Cause we're dancing as one. 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 We've been into places all at once. Wish that what we said would come undone. Feels like our minds have been turned off. Haven't seen each other for so long. I know this isn't us. Baby, pull me closer, let's fall in love. Oh, I can feel my body move to every.
I've seen people dust their lampshades with a lint roller, and it does the trick. It worked so good. It got all of the dust, fuzz, animal hair, all that off. It looks brand new again. That's the first time I'd ever did that, but it works really, really well. So if you have something like that vacuuming or just dry dusting doesn't take it off, try a lint roller. Those things are so handy for so many different things. But I wanted to go ahead and quickly hit these floors and get as much glitter as I could up just with my narwhal. I didn't have time to vacuum, which of course it was dead, but I didn't have time to like vacuum or sweep and then mop. So I just grabbed this. It is just a quick fix. And you'll see my front door is a mess. Allison just cleaned it, I promise, like 2 days ago. But he'll sit at the door and want out, or he'll sit at the door and want in. So there is no keeping that glass clean. Okay, my vacuum cleaner died. So I've still got that last cushion to do, and I've got the floor to do. And I just put the blankets in the dryer. So while the blankets are drying, and while my vacuum cleaner is charging, because my corded vacuum is at Lexi's, I'm gonna hop over to Lexi's. We're gonna put Allison's bed together. We're gonna clean a little bit over there, help her organize Lakely's room a little bit, get some things done, because it's so hard on her with the baby just to get it done. So Alice and I are gonna go help with the baby, with cleaning, whatever. So I thought I would bring you guys along. Then when I get back, we can finish up here.
You came along, couldn't look away. Somehow you turned my life completely upside down. And since you've been gone, there's no peace of mind. My foolish heart and healing thought I would be fine. No matter where I lay my head, another town, another bed. No matter what I do, I'm still gonna be dreaming of you.
So Lakely has been extremely clingy. Like, she has been a Velcro baby since moving into this house. And I think it's just a change. It's just a strange place to her. And I know she is getting used to it. Actually, when Lexi walks in, you'll see her in a minute. When she sees her curtains, she gets so excited. And I know that that's because those are familiar to her. So I wanted to get her room put together. I feel like if all of her things are sitting out and it's familiar to her, it's going to help. I do think it will. So I hung her curtains up, and then I just unpack. I put everything where it goes, or where I think it should go. Like I told Lexi, I said, you can go through and fine tune it and put things where you want it, but at least it's unpacked. It's out of a box. She's just had the hardest time with Lakely and trying to unpack. And then Kennedy had surgery this week, as you know, so I've been busy with her, and I've not been able to help so much with Lakely or with unpacking. I feel like we just dumped everything in the room that it's supposed to go in and just left her with this mess. And of course, it's her house, it's her mess, but everybody needs help sometimes. So she's going to paint this wall that this crib's on. I think she's decided to do the color that's in my dining room. I think it's Forever Fairy Tale, if I'm remembering correctly. But I think that'll look good because the walls are just kind of plain and the crib kind of blends in with the wall. I wanted to change these light bulbs because they were hot. I could feel the heat from them, and they were just old and yellow. So I put some new daylight bulbs in that don't get real hot. So that helped the room a lot stay cool. Turn that ceiling fan back on. I had better lighting for my camera, and it was a lot safer, a lot cooler with those new bulbs. So like I said, I just went through and stuck things where I thought they should go, and she can go through and fine tune things, but at least it's in sight and she can do with what she wants to. It's hard to get unpacked and then try to figure out where to put everything and all that. It's just overwhelming, but now that everything's out in the open, she can move things around, switch it up, whatever she wants to do with it. But at least all of Lakely's stuff is out, and she of course is feeling a little more secure with all of her little things inside. But one of you guys asked me if Lakely was ever in the floor. You didn't see her in the floor. She was always in something or on her hip. And yes, she is. But the last video, for instance, I was braiding Kennedy's hair. So I put her in her jumper because I couldn't let go of Kennedy's hair like mid-braid. And I knew if I didn't put her in something, she was going to be into something, be into everything. And I couldn't let go of Kennedy's hair to get her. I don't want her to get hurt or tear anything up or any of that. She's just very mobile now, and she will get to something If she wants it, she'll find a way to get to it. You'll see in a minute. I peek my head out of the door. My body is still in the room. I peek my head out the door to talk to Lexi for a second, and I hear something. I look around, and she's already over to my camera and has turned it over. So she's just into everything, but yes, she is in the floor. But mainly when we can watch her, pay attention to her, so that she's not getting hurt, getting into something she shouldn't be.
With your glow, go on now, be good, be fine, live your life, dream big, don't forget to be kind, live, it's your life. Rocks are meant to be picked up and thrown. New ideas can be pleasantly overgrown. But you know where to go if you follow that heart. One step at a time, we all play our part. Go on now, be good, be fine, live your life, dream big, don't forget to be kind, live, it's your life. Go on now, chase your dreams, every scene. Go on now, be good, be fine, live your life. Live your life. I feel it coming, I feel it taking control. It's the hurt I imagine from us to nothing. There's something missing you stole, and it's
I found this little caboodle at the Dollar General store, actually. I have one of these. I had one growing up. So I gave it to Lexi to take to the hospital. I was like, just put your makeup and all your things in that. It'll keep it contained. There's little Lexi noticing her curtains. I thought that was so sweet. It's little moments like this that just let you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're where you're supposed to be. But with the caboodle, she took that to the hospital, and one of the nurses was like, oh my gosh, you have a caboodle? And I think Lexi was like thinking it wasn't too cool. You know, that was like the 90s thing. And she was like, yeah, it's my mom's. And she said, oh my gosh, you have the coolest mom ever. And Lexi thought that was so funny. But I found a little one, so I went ahead and got that for Likely. I just thought it was so cute. It was just like $5 or $10. It was like super cheap. But if any of you all noticed that I have rings on my finger, it's because those are Lexi's. I found them laying on the changing table or on the dresser somewhere. So I just stuck them on my finger until I seen her again, and then I was going to be like, hey, here's your rings. Take better care of them. But that's why I have rings on my finger. I told Heather, I said, I'm going to address that, or there's going to be a bunch of questions. So you just seen Likely turning my camera over. She's always into something. I'm telling you, I could not wait for her to move. And now I'm like, okay, kids, slow down. Let's just, I'm old. I can't keep up with you. Slow down. But I just put wipes and diapers on the changing table, got that cover back on that changing mat, just emptying one box at a time. When I first started in this room, I could not move. So Lexi had this little white shelf, little divider shelf, and she said, I'm just throwing that away. It's wobbly. I had her books on it, but I'm not going to put her books back on it. So instead of just putting it out in the hallway, I put it in her closet, and then I put her blankets on it. And you'll see later, I move a couple of the blankets and I put some of the books on it too. But these doors are super wide in this house. They're like wider than normal. The closet doors, the bedroom doors, even the hallway. We took Allison's twin bed out of her room, the room next door. We took it out because Lexi and Hunter got a new king size bed, so their queen size bed they put in Allison's room for her. The whole twin size bed fit in the hallway, and you could walk around it. I was like, those hallways, they have to be a good 5 feet wide. But I know that the man that lived here before them, he was elderly. I don't know if he was in a wheelchair or anything like that, but I do think this house was built around being maybe wheelchair accessible. I don't know, but the hallways are really wide. The doorways are really wide, but that is amazing. That is awesome, especially when you're carrying furniture in and out. You can make those turns in the hallway to go into a room with something. We had the easiest time fitting through doors. So they really lucked up with this house. It is really basically like brand new. I know he had food cooked for him and the neighbor took care of him. She would bring him food, bring him his supper. Kitchen wasn't used. Appliances are brand new and this house is taken care of. I mean, it's like really nice to be 10 years old. So Alden was off on this weekend and he was downstairs helping Hunter build him a little workbench for his garage, just doing some guy things. So that was good for him. You know, he has all these girls and it was nice just to be able to do some guy things. As I'm watching this back, I'm thinking back to the time where I didn't want Alden to be like out of my sight. Like I wanted to be with him all the time. I didn't want to be by myself. If we were doing something, I wanted to do it together. I didn't want to be alone. And one thing I've learned over the past couple of years is find yourself and be okay with being alone. Be okay with it just being you because one day it might be. I always say love yourself, and I know there's been some of you that have commented and said, no, don't love yourself. And the thing with that is you shouldn't be in love with yourself, but you do need to love yourself. You need to like yourself. You need to be the best version of you can be because that's who you're stuck with in the end. It may just be you. And I've learned to just be okay with being by myself, having some alone time, just relaxing in this phase of life, and it's a good thing. I've learned so much. But this nursery has turned out to be so cute. It is so adorable, and the little toy box that we got her for Christmas, we went ahead and gave it to her just because she had all those toys and nowhere to put them, so it just made sense for it not to be under my tree and her just to be able to be using it. So her Bobby pillow doesn't belong in her crib. I just threw it in there because the cover was in the wash, but I did put a sheet on this mattress and because we had took all of that stuff off. We just didn't want sheets getting dirty. They would have had to have been taken off and washed anyway. So we got sheets on the bed. We got the changing table. We got the little cover on that pad, and then the Bobby pillow cover was in the washer. And yeah, so her room turned out so cute. I can't wait for Lexi to paint and put the decals and things like that on her wall that she's going to do. She has the cutest ideas, and it's going to be kind of boho, so I'm excited about that.
You're always warm, always hold me. The biggest part of my story. Healing my soul, help me feel completion. Bringing my here to my glory. Yeah. It keeps pulling me back. Keeps pulling me back to you. It keeps pulling me back. Yeah. It keeps pulling me back to you. It keeps pulling me back. Yeah. It keeps pulling me back to you. Keeps pulling me back. It keeps pulling me back to you. Yeah. Never proud, never leaving. I won't ignore when I'm sinking. Can't let go even when I'm wandering. I won't give up on my journey. It won't forget any promise, but won't remember my failure.
Hunter was hunting on this morning, and we thought he was going to be gone all day, so we were going to surprise him with a workbench, and we also almost bought him a tool chest, like the top and bottom, just for part of his Christmas, and go ahead and give it to him just so he can organize some tools and stuff downstairs because he's so excited about that basement. But Lexi said he had already picked one out and he was going to order one. So I told him, I was like, Hunter, we almost bought you a tool chest and we was going to have it set up for you. But Lexi said you had one in mind, so we didn't order it. And he just looked at her like, are you serious? But I'd rather him pick it out and all that. That's just a guy thing. And he came home early on this day, so it wouldn't have worked out anyway. But he did get a workbench out of the deal, and he's super excited to have a space that his boat can fit, and he can actually back his boat and his truck is not little, into that basement, and it both fits. So that's awesome. They have so much space, so much room. Lexi said, I think I'd rather have a garage. I'd rather just walk out into, the storage than to have to go downstairs. And I said, oh, not me. I would rather have the basement for sure. Like, I will walk down the stairs to have all of that space because your garage is probably not going to be as big as your basement would be. But we had got back home. I had brought Lakely with me because Lexi was going to the grocery store and she was going to take her. And I was like, no, just let me take her. I haven't spent a lot of time with her lately. So that way you can get in and out quicker too. So she took Allison, I took Lakely. We traded kids and that worked out fine. But I wanted to vacuum all of this up. My vacuum cleaner had charged. So I got all of it vacuumed up and it smells so much better. So if you're having some pet odor problems, baking soda for sure. Like, don't spray it. Don't try to mask it. I didn't have time to take the carpet cleaner to the couch, or I would have done that, and to the rug. That helps a lot too. But just for a quick fix, the baking soda worked so good. So I'm finding there's a lot of uses for baking soda, vinegar, just the natural things. And that's awesome. But it's better, not perfect. We don't strive for perfection around here. We're one big train wreck. We just try to clean it up and make it look a little bit better anyway. But thank you guys so much for being here. And I'm going to be hopping back and forth, helping Lexi, doing some things here. So got plenty of content coming your way. And I hope you're here for it. Thank you so much for loving on my family. I appreciate it. If you haven't checked Lexi's channel out, it's in my description box. Go check her channel out. And I love you. Jesus loves you so much unconditionally, no matter what. And I will see you guys in the next one.
I hear the cries of the boat.